Thank you, Johnny C. Wow, what you brought to my attention and what's about to be, what you're about to watch. Just stay tuned. Thank you, Johnny C. again. I just want to say, first off, thank you very much for watching up until this point, and continue along this journey with me as we walk the streets of Seaside Heights, and we get to see what it looks like today in modern times. But it begs the question, what came through here throughout the years? Besides for the travel of the carousel, we don't know where it came, how it got transported. That piece of information, as you got to see in the last part, has not been shared or figured out. If anybody has any information to be able to share that, I would love that. That would be fantastic. And you get to see as we walk in the streets, it's all modern, but at the same time, it begs a lot of questions. And number one, we get to see how the carousel got there to begin with, but the other piece is, it could have came by train, it could have came by boat. I mean, there's a lot that could have happened here. There's a lot of questions that we could ask, but we don't necessarily need the answers, because we could just take in the scenery that we have in front of us and be able to just imagine the amount of, over the course of time, the amount of people that came through these streets, the amount of work that went into producing and putting together, and the communication and the development of putting this carousel in place. I mean, it's just amazing to be able to walk the streets that potentially this carousel came down. It's a fantastic piece of history that, and a nice shout out and thank you to the people that you saw the names in the last piece of who helped bring this carousel to Seaside Heights. I mean, it's just beyond amazing that people in 2025 still care, and there are people that, and these are the people that help us retain history. And sometimes we don't necessarily realize or recognize the value of what they bring. And to be able to create a video like this, I appreciate the opportunity and the honor that I'm able to bring this to your attention and in this fashion. So as you're getting to see the different parts, all the rides, all the amusements, this is just a typical boardwalk in current times. But there's a tremendous amount of history here that we can really take in and really learn from and grow from and appreciate. That's just one thing that we should watch and stay tuned for the next piece where the carousel comes into play.